guys, we're going to go over HomeLink 3-1. Mrs. Davis's class is having a picnic. There are 27 students in her class. If each picnic table seats 6 people, how many picnic tables will the class name so that all students and Mrs. Davis can have a seat? So we need to figure out how many picnic tables will the class need so that everyone has a seat, including the teacher. So there are 27 students in our class plus the teacher. So there's really 28 people that need a seat. That one's a little tricky. We know that 6 people can sit at a table. So we're going to take 28 and we're going to divide it by 6. And that will tell us T for tables, how many tables we need. We're going to come on over and divide. I need to think about, can 6 go into 2? No, it cannot. But 6 can go into 28. This is where your multiplication chart and your math facts come in handy. I need to think about 6 times what is 28. Well, 6 times 5 is 30, so that's too much. If I go down 1, 6 times 4 is 24. That works out perfectly. So my answer right now at this point is I have 4 remainder 4. But what does that really tell me? Well, that tells me I need 4 tables, but then I have 4 people left over without seats. That wouldn't be very fair to make those people stand, and I can't cram in extra seats. So I'm actually not going to need 4 tables. I'm going to need 5 tables. So what did we do with our remainder? We rounded up. We made that 4 become a 5. Why? So everyone has a table to sit at. Sorry, I'm a little congested today. Nolan bought 2 boxes of fruit bars to share with his football team. There are 12 bars in each box and 16 people on the team. If the bars are shared equally, how many fruit bars will each person get? So there's a couple steps here. But first I need to know, how many fruit bars are each person going to get? Well, first I need to know how many fruit bars are there. Well, there's 12 bars in a box. But that's not how many I have because I have 12 boxes. So that would be like having, 2 boxes. Here's my 2 boxes of fruit bars, but there's 12 in each box. So before I can do any other math and figure out how much each person gets, first I need to do some multiplication. I have 2 boxes with 12 in each box. So that's going to be multiplication. I'm doing that first, so it needs to go in parentheses. Then I'm going to divide that by 16, and that will tell me F, how many fruit bars each person gets. So let's go ahead, let's do some math. Well, what is 12 times 2? It's 24. I'm going to take 24 now and divide by 16. I know that 16 times 1 is 16. That's kind of close to 24. What if I doubled 16 and multiplied it by 2? I'd get 32. Well, that's too much. I'm going to take 1. I need to make sure I regroup when I subtract. So I have 1 remainder 8. So each person's going to get 1 fruit bar, but I have 8 fruit bars left over. The nice thing is, with food, I can chop it up, right? So in that case, I want to report my remainder as a fraction. So this remainder becomes the numerator, and the denominator stays, well, it doesn't stay the same, but the denominator is a divisor. So each person's going to get 1 and 8/16 fruit bars. Why did we report as a fraction? We can cut food. That's why we did it. All right, let's go ahead. Let's look at the bottom of this order of operations. I need to think PEMDAS, which tells me parentheses or grouping symbols, exponents, multiplication or division, and add and subtract. Well, let's start with parentheses on this one. 6 times 3, 18. And then 18 plus 8 would be 26. Now number 4, I want to do my parentheses first. So 6 plus 2 is 8. Keep that there. Write my multiplication sign. Now do 9 minus 5, which is 4. Now that I've done my parentheses, I can now do this step, which is to multiply 8 by 4, which is 32. Now this one has quite a few steps, so I'm going to get my graph paper. I'm not my graph paper, I just have my line paper here. So number 5, I have 12 divided by grouping symbol times 3, parentheses divided by 5, parentheses grouping symbol. Okay, so I like to do it this way so I can really show all my work, so I don't make any mistakes. I want to do the innermost grouping symbol first, 10 divided by 5, which is 2. And I'm going to rewrite so I don't lose any steps. Okay, now I have 3 times 2, which is 6. And I'm going to rewrite again. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So my answer here is 2. Oh my goodness, this one has a lot of grouping symbols, but that's not anything that's going to scare me away. So I'm just going to rewrite. I'm going to fold this over so I have more room to rewrite so you can see. Your grouping symbol, division, grouping symbol, parentheses, grouping symbol, and you kind of want to follow the pattern. I just like to say grouping symbol so I don't get hung up on the names. Times 5. Alright, now I can do this here. I want to go with the innermost one, which is going to be right here. 6 times, or divided by 2, which is 3. And then I'm going to rewrite, making sure I follow all the grouping symbols I originally had. And 7 plus 3 is 10. And then I'm going to rewrite, grouping symbols. Make sure I include them. They don't have to be perfect. Now I have 20 divided by 10, which is 2, because 10 times 2 is 20. And then 2 times 5 is 10. I'll write that down in here. Great job completing that home, ladies.